In the meantime, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Israel today for critical talks amid a growing push to free hostages and secure a new ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. And earlier today, he met with Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, before holding a separate meeting with President Isaac Herzog. CBS News intelligence and national security reporter Olivia Gazis is following the latest from Tel Aviv for us. Olivia, it's good to see you. Okay, so what can you tell us about Blinken's meetings in Israel today?
Sure, Anne-Marie. He's got a full slate of meetings today. As you mentioned, he met this morning with the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, and the Chief of the Israeli Defense Forces. He's just wrapped up that meeting with President Herzog. And he has in hand, of course, this counterproposal from Hamas that came in late yesterday. And that's expected to be the overwhelming focus of these conversations. Although the Secretary is still continuing to push on boosting humanitarian aid into Israel and to start planning for a post-conflict scenario, which is going to involve some tough conversations. What's notable about his schedule today is that he's holding these meetings one-on-one instead of with the full war cabinet. And that's presumably to have some of the space and the privacy to have these really, really tough discussions that he needs to have right now. We're still waiting on readouts for his meetings with the Prime Minister and the President. We expect, of course, that there's going to be a public response from the Israeli government to this counterproposal, and we do expect that there are going to be some significant objections to it.
All right, so let's dig in a little more if we have the details. You mentioned this counterproposal from Hamas. Do we have any idea what it is the two sides are negotiating, what the proposal might have been or what the counterproposal looks like?
Sure. Well, this proposal just came in an hour before the Secretary was set to meet with the Emir of Qatar in Doha yesterday, and it was the Emir who first relayed the contents of it to the Secretary. The Qataris have cast it as positive. The U.S. and Israel have, of course, signaled that this is going to be a tall order. The general contours of the deal appear to involve a phased release of hostages in exchange for longer pauses in fighting after an initial 45-day pause, plus additional humanitarian aid in and prisoners coming out. Keep in mind that this is Hamas's last best remaining piece of leverage, so they're going to shoot for the moon and call for things like the full withdrawal of Israeli forces, something that the Israelis have already signaled is a non-starter.
And then the U.S., as you mentioned, is also trying to broker a longer-term regional deal with Israel and Saudi Arabia. What are the prospects for that, and what is that about?
Sure. Well, the U.S. is hoping that this hostage deal and the accompanying pause in fighting is going to create some space for conversations that are going to be difficult about that post-conflict scenario. Before October 7th, talks of normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel were in full force. Of course, the eruption of the conflict in Gaza has complicated that a fair amount. But the Secretary said yesterday that after his meeting with the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia earlier this week, that the Saudis have a strong interest in pursuing that path, and they're interested in continuing those conversations on two very important conditions. One, an end to the conflict in Gaza, and two, a clear, credible, time-bound path to the establishment of a Palestinian state. Of course, that is something that Prime Minister Netanyahu has very publicly and vociferously opposed, so it will require a reversal in his stance. It's not clear if that is more likely or it's more likely that a deal is going to have to be struck with a new Israeli government. When we asked this very question of the Secretary yesterday, he said all sides involved here are going to have to make some hard choices.
That's to say the least. Olivia, thank you very much.